Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry you come with a mouthful of cashews. I hope your Wednesday is going well. It's hump day. Uh, hump day really begins at the end of your Wednesday, not in the middle of it, right? Or the beginning. I know it's hump day, but it's not really hump day when you're waking up to the alarm clock on a Wednesday, right? It's hump day at like quitting time, when where you can then gaze wistfully into the future about the weekend. Uh, yeah, we're not gonna finish the both. We're just gonna calm down. Now I've got a mouthful of peanut chunks that I'm on. I can't be. That was a bad idea. That was a bad idea. Um, the kid is full of bad ideas. But here's the thing: a lot of bad ideas, a lot of good ideas. Right? It averages out. Wow. I don't know why I like peanuts and like nuts, pecans, um, all not well. Yeah, these are cashews. I love peanuts. We went to Five Guys twice this week, and they give you as many peanuts as you can. I just got a big old bag of peanuts. Polished them off in like 2 days. I was like, huh. Next day, not the next day, but the day after. Sorry, day after went right back to Five Guys. Got the same thing: cheeseburger, uh, medium fries, no drink. And we're like, hey, can I get a little bag to get some? Take some. It's the right amount of salt. It's great. But that's the weirdness to me. I normally don't do it, but every now and then I get these fits where I like weird stuff, and then I overindulge on weird stuff. And in this case, it's peanuts. And cashews remind me of a woman, and I only have those very occasionally, once every few years. And I'm having them this week to sort of replace something else that I gave up on. But that's the way life goes, right? That's the way life works. I know TV wants you to believe that everything is perfect and everybody's balling, and every romance is the best romance, and every divorce or whatever is something worth writing about all this drama. And it's not that. Sometimes people get shit wrong and shit peters out. When was sunset?
Sunset was at 6:20 p.m. today.
Oh man. When is sunset tomorrow?
Sunset tomorrow will be at 6:19 p.m.
All right. All right. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Mm, sorry. It's almost like I'm eating them twice after I get them out of my. Mm. Wow. That is some good ice water. What is that? So, what's the news today? It sounds like they may have found. Um, hold on. It sounds like they might have found that Landry guy. Huh. This is weird. I'm sort of teaching myself how to. All right. Thank you. All right. Officials, items linked to Brian Landry, potential human remains found in Florida Park. So it sounds like they found his backpack, like some other bobs and bib that he had in a knapsack. Did he take a dog with him when he disappeared? Oh, I thought they said his dog. Oh, you mean Dog the Bounty Hunter? Oh, all right. All right. That, I guess that makes more sense. Um, so yeah, it looks like he might have done himself in out in the woods. Now, all you romantics who love those romance, this is right up your alley, right? He loved her enough to kill her, then he couldn't live without it, so he killed himself. Isn't that romantic? No, not at all, not a little bit, not no, no. Oh, TV isn't not TV. Fiction isn't reality. Fiction isn't reality. TV or romance novels isn't reality. So stupid. 3 days ago, fugitive fiance's parents emerged from house to remove sign laundry basket left by protester. Laundry baskets left by because his name is Laundry, right? Laundry baskets left by protesters. I'm sorry, I know that's not fun, but it's just kind of it's right up there with what a mob would do. Brian Laundrie's parents have removed the sign and laundry basket left on their Florida property. Left on their Florida property by protesters. Laundry, age 23, so young. Fucking 5 years ago, you were in high school, right? I mean, 23 is so young. Landry, age 23, is a person of interest in the homicide of his fiance, 22. So young. Fellow Long Island native Gabby Petito of Blue Point in Suffolk County. Law enforcement have been searching for him since his parents reported on Friday, September 17th, that they hadn't seen their son in days, which is about a month ago. Law enforcement has been searching for him since his okay. Days earlier, WTVT Fox 13 in Tampa Bay also reported that his parents were seen removing laundry baskets left on the property by protesters. Early reports come forward. Oh, early reports come forward. Sister says to Brian Laundrie as search for the fugitive fiance heats up. What else are you gonna say? Run, run. Then they'll come and burn your house down. Come forward. I don't know. Oh man, I got an ingrown hair. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so in the interview with Dr. Phil, Petito parents said they made multiple. They had an interview with Dr. Phil. Ugh, what? Okay. Said they made multiple attempts to contact Laundrie's parents while they tried to locate their daughter. Oh, her parents, the Petito's parents. They tried to contact their daughter and they tried to contact the boyfriend's parents. Oh my God, that must have been brutal. And no one's calling you back. And I just getting more and more worried about your daughter. And then he shows up without her. Oh my God, it's so brutal. It's so brutal. Ugh. But a lot of people don't care. They don't believe. Well, it just happened. Did I undo something? I did undo something. I was trying to close something down there. Law enforcement have been searching for him since his parents reported him missing. According to a report, the son of Saturday, October 6th, Laundrie's father, Chris, removed the sign that someone left that read, "What if it was Cassie?" A reference to his daughter. Well, first of all, a lot of these people don't give a fuck about Gabby Petito or her parents. They just want to grandstand and do and say mean shit, right? A lot of them don't care what if it was your daughter. If you fucking gave a fuck about that, you wouldn't say shit, right? This whole energy of where issue is supposed to come from a place of concern, not a place of ooh, we get to be a mob. And that's what this is. This whole thing is fucked. What if it was Cassie? In an interview with Dr. Phil, the parents made multiple attempts to get right. On Wednesday, September 1st, Lyon returned by himself to his parents' home in Florida in Petito's van. Nicole Schmidt, Petito's mother, said she only learned her daughter's van was in Florida the night of September 11th, when she reported her daughter missing. So he got back to the first. He's been back for 11 days, and he's got her car. I mean, none of these people are master criminals. This is why I tried to close. I'm not going to close that again. Petito remains were found in Wyoming National Park. So he drove back from Wyoming. Oh, so it's so bad. It really is just it's so bad. No, I guess I could close it. It's so bad. It doesn't make any sense. It's so senseless and it's so sad. But on top of there are all these other implications, right? I mean, other women go missing and no one seems too overly concerned about it. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I love cold water. All right. It's my phone. Let's run through the news, shall we? So here's the thing about it. We don't talk about the vaccine here, but a few months ago they said a couple of things. They said you got to get fully, don't get one, get two. And some people got three, and they were like, don't do that, don't get three. Don't mix and match. And now they're like, mix and match. If I can get five, it's fine. No, not get five, but like that. They're saying that the new policy is a booster, which they told us a few weeks ago. And now you can mix and match. And now it's going to be good for kids. So, all right, I'll see you on the other end. So this Parkland shooting gunman guy, I don't understand it. You killed like 18 people. Is he mentally ill? Why did he do it? The girls went and talked to him. Why did he do it? Why did he do it? What's the name of this school? Why? Nicholas Cruz pleads guilty to murder charge and apologized for the Parkland High School shooting. See the reaction of the victims. I don't think anybody would doubt the reaction of the victims, but 17 people. It's Parkland, the Stoneman Douglas in Parkland, Florida. Why did he do it? Okay, let's go to Wikipedia. Fatalities, legal proceeding after. We skipped a lot. Perpetrator. Behavioral issues in social media, early warnings to law enforcement, efforts to seek help. All right, perpetrator. Nicholas Jacob Cruz was born September 24, 1998, and was adopted at birth by Linda and Roger Cruz. At birth, both his adopted parents died. Wow. Roger at age 67 on August 11, 2004, and Linda at age 68, November 1st, 2007. So, okay, hold on. Let's do some math here. So the father dies when he's 6. Right? Yeah, that's right. And the mother dies when he's 20. 19 rather. Why are people letting old people adopt infants? Ugh, okay. Leaving Cruz orphaned 3 months before the shooting. Wow. Since his mother's death, he'd been living with relatives and friends. At the time of the shooting, he was enrolled in a GED program and employed at a local Dollar Tree. His life, I mean, wow. How old was he? 17 when all this whole thing happened? Cruz had behavior issues since middle school, and according to Washington Post, he was entrenched in the process for getting students help rather than referring them to law enforcement. He was transferred between schools 6 times with 3 years in the effort to deal with these problems. What were the problems? He was transferred to school for children with emotional and learning disabilities. He returned to Stoneman Douglas 2 years later, but was expelled in 2017 for discipline issues. Probably while his mother was dying, right? This is him rebelling against the world. He was transferred on, and also the school didn't circulate emails to warning that Cruz had made threats against the students. All right. And they recommend involuntary admission. Investigate him in September 2016 for a Snapchat photo, which he cut both his arms and said he planned to buy a gun. That sounds like I'm screaming out for help. And I'll do it. I'll hurt myself. I'll do it. I hurt you all. Who loves me? No one loves me? That kind of thing. This time, a school resource officer suggests he undergoes an involuntary psychiatric exam. But here's the thing. You can reach out to that person just because they're going, I'm good. No one loves me. I reach out and you go, I love you. They go, fuck you. So how do you fix that? It sounded like there was a lot of reaching out. It sounded like there was a lot of reaching out. Cruz legally purchased an AR-15. Yeah, he sounds like some of the fucking sad boy. He's about to do 1,000,000,000 years in jail. They're trying to decide if he's going to get the death penalty. Right? What is he? How old is he? 22? Okay, here we go. Look at this picture. Fucking imbecile. He injured 17 people. He killed 17 people. Hmm. The victims 14, 35, 14, 14, 17, 37, 14, 49, 15, 14, 14, 17, 14, 18, 17, 14, 6. Wow. He was just killing whoever he ran across. People are going to be dying from their injuries. And yeah, who's got time for this guy? School response. Officers inactivity. That's the kicker. He should have been arrested. Political reaction. I mean, ugh. Hold it. Wait a minute. Look at this picture. He's not bloody or bleeding or anything. He's just fucking arrested. Good Lord. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for his picture, the mugshot that we just saw. Here it is. Oh, there's no he worked at a Dollar Tree. Cruz was a member of the Junior ROTC and had received multiple awards, including academic achievement for maintaining an A grade in Junior ROTC and B's in other subjects. According to CNN, he was also a member of the school's varsity air rifle team. Why don't you just join the military? You were good at it. Anger management. Yeah, the military would have fixed his wagon. Shooting. Parkland. All right, so man, I've sort of gotten off track with what I was looking for. But how old is he? He was born in 1998. So he's 20 now? Yeah, that sounds about right. Um, who's got time for it? Yeah. All right. It's been a quiet day. I mean, COVID. I mean, North Korea shooting missiles again, right? We're still talking about all the shit that no one ever fixes, like infrastructure and crime. So everything seems to be back to normal. Aaron Rodgers slams quote unquote woke cancel culture. First of all, it's not. I'm not even gonna go into my speech about the word woke and how they branded it like this negative thing, so you don't use it. Well, all black people were taught to be woke, so they don't end up in the fuckery of this system. So all I see is people who are not from the community using it to attack each other. It's just kind of like ridiculous. Trump organization faces another New York criminal probe after indictment. Yeah, this all looks to be the hatred of Donald Trump. And like I said, wait till the next president comes around because I think it's going to be about the same thing. Just let's see what we get. And I still maintain that you're not putting the president of the United States, any of them, in a prison in general population war. You're not going to secure him to his home, right? Because if he leaves, what you're going to do? Put him in prison? You're not going to put him in prison. I don't know what happens. I don't think you can. Because whether you like to admit it or not, presidents are above the law. They're supposed to be. I love everything desperate. New York City taxi drivers begin hunger strike for debt relief. They're going to starve. New York lawyers plead guilty in Molotov cocktail case. Brooklyn man whose attempted robbery led to a 2019 death of a Long Island cop pleads guilty, the DA says. He's expected to be sentenced to 33 years in prison. Oh, cool. All right. I wonder what he did, but I kind of don't care. Okay, so what about these two lawyers? See what happens when you lose your shit protesting? Now you're going to go to jail and you can't be lawyers anymore, right? What was all the schooling for? Guess you can be your own lawyer. I tell you, people, it doesn't make any sense to be like ridiculous at these protests. It really doesn't. Well, there is really no news to talk to you about. How long have we been on? We have been on 25 minutes. So maybe 20 minutes or so. I mean, we've done 20 minutes. Yeah. Supreme Court dashes hopes of the vaccine mandate opponent. People don't want to mandate, and the Supreme Court's going to give them. Of course, they're all a million years old. They never side with the popular story of history. They side with themselves. So yeah, I mean, I don't expect there not to be a mandate. You know, yeah, I mean, then some of you will be sitting in restaurants with no mask on and coughing with that kind of arrogant nonsense. Hmm. Opinion now, and the Supreme Court's going to rule for the cops because they're lawyers, right? All this, and they're rich, so they want law and order because they're in charge of law and order. They could give a fuck about all this incredible unfairness. Ugh. Yeah, and Mitch McConnell just sent a very clear message to Donald Trump about 2020. I would love to hear what that message was. Queen Elizabeth has canceled a trip to Northern Ireland on the advice of her doctors. Yeah, she is a million years old, and I think the Northern Ireland's would still, some of those guys still don't like her. The Queen reluctantly canceled the trip. The 95-year-old arrest. The doctors insisted. Oh my gosh. Uh Dave Chappelle's Netflix special should be pulled, Alyssa Milano says after DC protest. This is what happens when no one hires actresses anymore and they want to stay in the limelight. She's just around criticizing everything. Right? This is why I don't give actresses a lot of credit. Um you got all the money in the world, all the people, write some shit, direct some shit. Stop complaining about the environment and take control of the environment. Not enough women are doing it. Some have, but you won't go away, right? You endorse beauty, shit, lipstick, and then you show up to all the protests to get arrested with the senators or whoever. Then you make a statement, and then you end up on TV doing The View and what's the other one? Those, excuse me, those lady chat shows, which wouldn't be bad if she fucking had a clue. I just don't think she knows what she's fucking talking about. I mean, she has a feeling, she feels a way about it. Okay. Alyssa Milano shared her thoughts on democracy and the Dave Chappelle controversy after being arrested outside the White House. Was she arrested outside of the George Floyd? No, she wasn't. That's right. I'm sorry. Um, the 48-year-old actress and activist was walking outside in DC Tuesday when the photographer asked her some question about her reason. Oh, she was just walking now. She's just walking. Yeah. Okay. Um, has some questions about her recent arrest while advocating for voting rights. Specifically, excuse me, he asked her if getting arrested along with 20 other activists was worth it to shine a light on her cause. Democracy is worth it, the actress declared. She's also noted that she will be testifying before Congress on Thursday at the Equal Rights. So she was going to be here anyway, so I might as well get arrested for the man. This is the boring shit, right? This is the boring shit. Nobody shoves them 60 to a cell, keeps them there for 3 days, right? I was just arrested for demanding the Biden administration and the Senate to use their mandate to protect voters' rights. What mandate are you talking about? She continued, stand with me and the perpetrators and tell the Senate and the White House that what voting rights shouldn't depend on where you live. The group was advocating for voting rights ahead. Yeah, no, she's just the worst. I think she's so incredibly insincere and opportunistic, but that's what I think. I could be wrong. She'd be a wise sage beyond my reasoning, and I'm just some dilettante nitwit. Philadelphia area train rape suspect grabbed and tried to victim minutes after she entered the car. Yeah, I don't know what is wrong with you. Look, do something about your sons, ladies. Seriously, it's getting ridiculous. 16th century facts about COVID. I don't know, man. This COVID thing, man, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be with us for a little bit. I think you might want to pace yourself. I don't think it's gonna be gone by Christmas. So a lot of these ridiculous people. First of all, they were always. It's not like the pandemic brought it out of them. They were always sort of mean bullies, intransigent, ridiculous knuckleheads, right? Uh, and I'm not talking about either one party because I've seen it happen in both parties. So that is what you get. Wow, there is really no news today. Facebook names change plan is a reflection of its real priorities. So Facebook is going to change its name to what? Your fucked book? Yeah. A black girl was arrested at a school in Hawaii over a drawing that upset a parent. Like, here's another thing. Jennifer Aniston reveals a step-by-step wellness routine that keeps her fit, glowy, and grounded. What? Why do you need to know her fitness routine? Right? You need to. She needs to be kept in your head and in somebody's paper writing somewhere. Otherwise, the whole thing grinds to a halt. Uh, a black girl was arrested at a school in Hawaii over a joint that upset a parent. Let's just read the first couple paragraphs. The American Civil Liberties Union of Hawaii is demanding more policy changes, after a 10-year-old black girl was arrested at the school over a drawing linked to a run-of-the-mill dispute among children. In response to the incident, the ACLU used the letter money to the Honolulu Police Department, the State Department of Education, and the State Attorney General's office, asking them to adopt policy changes, expunging all records of the arrest and to pay $500,000 in damage for harm and suffering caused by their agencies. In June 2020, a parent called the Hawaii Elementary School in Honolulu, Hawaii, yes, to complain about the drawing made by the girl, and demand the staff called for the police. Yeah, somebody should really deal with this parent. When police arrived, the girl, who was only identified as MB, was handcuffed and excessive force and taken to the police station. The girl's mother, Tamara Teller, said she was called to school, but she was not allowed to see her daughter or informed that the girl was handcuffed in front of staff and peers and placed in a squad car and taken away. That's fucked up. I was searching my, yeah, there's all this. You have rights as a parent until we say fuck you, right? You're not supposed to talk to children without, and they do it all the time, right? No one's supposed to talk to your child without ear, and you see fucking reporters running up to like children all the time, asking them what they saw and who said what. No one cares. But you do it outside one of those fancy colleges, fancy schools in Manhattan's Upper West Side and see what you get. Schools where the mayor's kid go. Those kids have nothing but privacy. In the days after the arrest, the girl told her mother she drew the picture, but several other students were involved in the coloring and writing on it, the group says in the letter. The girl said she did not want the drawing delivered, but one of the other students snatched it from her hand and delivered it anyway. A copy of the drawing to further details about what the picture were not disclosed. It's kids being mean to each other. Why do the cops have to be involved? They should pay a heavy fine. Now, how do you manhandle a 10-year-old? There's a lot of this bullshit you see. People slamming children in fucking schools. It's outrageous. Larry Millen arrested in the killing of his wife, Maya, 9 months after her disappearance. That's one I missed, apparently. Yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, I guess we are going to bring this one to a halt, right? We're just going to, I mean, as Donald Trump 2024 chances increase, Mitch McConnell sounds the alarm. Yeah, it looks like Donald Trump is a force to be reckoned with. Police respond to 4-year-old adorable's emergency call. Yeah, that's in Australia. Why are you giving me Australian cutesy news? Because there's not enough bullshit going on here. Now you have to mine the world for it. Wow. Kanye West changed his name to Ye. Okay. All right. So, are we going to read this? Let's see if we can. Okay. Well, maybe we can look it up here. You all smiled in his face and cut his throat and thought you'd never have to see him again because you've been there for 50 years. They shouldn't be allowed to sit there forever. They do exactly what North Korea did. They wait out the president when these are good, when they slow everything down. Good Lord. Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell just sent a very clear message to Donald Trump. That's CNN. Ross, sorry, he's a stupid person. Trump snapped at Mitch McConnell and psycho GOP foes. And psycho GOP foes in the interview. Ross, sorry. As Donald Trump 2024 chances increase, Mitch McConnell sounds the alarm. Yeah, Mitch McConnell's trying to protect his own ass. Remember, this is what sinister is. I've got a fruit fly in here and he's freaking annoying the fuck out of me. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, Republican, Kentucky, has said that upcoming 2022 midterm election should not be a rehash of the 2020 presidential election in comments that appear to take aim at former President Donald Trump. Right? McConnell made the remarks to a reporter on Capitol Hill when he asked about the Republican Party embracing the former president following the January 6th Capitol riots. Get them all out of here. They're all sinister and evil shits, and they shouldn't be in government. So, yeah. McConnell made the remarks to reporters on Capitol Hill on Tuesday when he was asked about the Republican Party embracing the former president following the January 6th Capitol riots. Republicans are hoping to regain control of the Senate next year and possibly the House of Representatives as well. While many in the GOP still see Trump as the party leader, he is a party leader. He's an ex-president. That's the way that works. Still see him as the party leader, and he has continued to push unfounded claims of voter fraud in the last presidential election. CNN's Manu Raju asked McConnell if he was concerned at all comfortable with your party embracing the former president whom you said was morally reprehensible for the January 6th attack. How do you get shit done when Congress doesn't want you to do anything? I don't know. But Donald Trump is the kind of guy who will have your ass arrested. So, yeah, it's going to be great. People are going to lose their shit, and I'm going to sit over here and laugh my head off. Because, man, I don't know what to tell you. The Democrats can't get, yeah. It looked like, just like people were super excited to vote for like Barack Obama, they had all this energy, and the Republicans didn't have any, they wanted some. Now it's the reverse. Like they wanted all this energy when Hillary Clinton was running too, and they could not gin it up. Right? They tried to say all this stuff about the people, and no, and then they tried to make fear work, and people were just kind of like, "Fuck that woman." And now all the energy is in the Republican corner with Trump. And watch as we get closer to the day, it's going to build. It's going to build. But this is the ebb and flow of politics, and they don't want that. They want to rig it so the ball is always in their court. You know, they want to rig it so the sun is always shining in their corner over their head, and it never rains anywhere near them. And that's not the way the world works. I mean, that whole rig the education thing that arrested all those people, what they call it, Operation Varsity Blue or some bullshit like that. Um, that is not a new thing, and it's been going on forever. And it comes out, and people are out, and people write stories about it, and people are outraged by it. Then it goes away, and it picks right back up. I'm telling you, they're cartels essentially. I think the American, hold it. Man, you asked what kind of he was concerned at all comfortable with your party embracing the former president whom you said was morally reprehensible for the January 6th attack. Well, I do think we need to talk about the future and not the past, McConnell said. 100 and fucking years old, he thinks we need to talk about the future. Uh, the future is all made up and you haven't done anything. That's why politicians always want to talk about the future tomorrow. And they never want to talk about the past when they had a chance to do something and what they did. So they never want to talk about yesterday because they didn't do shit but take money yesterday. But tomorrow they'll sell you fucking pie in the sky. Tomorrow, a chicken in every pot, right? Wasn't that one of them? We'll see what happens. I think the American people are focused on this administration, what it's doing to the country. He said, and it's my hope that the 22 election will be a referendum on the performance of the current administration, not a rehash of the suggestion about what may have happened in 2020. Republicans need to flip just one seat in order to take the Senate and see McConnell become majority leader again. But Trump has repeatedly framed the 2020 midterm election in terms of his claim about voter fraud in 2020. Can't talk about voter fraud either. There's a lot of fucking bad shit that you can't talk about on these platforms. So yeah, I'm for breaking them all up. Rudy Giuliani imitates Abe Lincoln in anti-Terry McAuliffe video. Trump AC banned faces House vote. All right. First of all, we're going to look up this Rahm Emanuel. Rahm Emanuel, in my opinion, just my opinion, is a sinister fucker. Trump remains hugely popular in the Republican Party, and a series of polls has shown the GOP voters strongly favor him for the party's 2024 presidential nomination. A Quinnipiac University poll conducted from October 15th to October 18th found 78% of the Republicans wanted Trump to run for office in the next presidential election. How many people in the Democratic Party do you think also want that to happen? And for all sorts of reasons. I mean, look, nobody likes unfairness, and I hate to say it, but we've seen sort of unfairness, right? I mean, Trump has all these issues, all these fucking problems, and instead of letting him hang himself, you guys rig the table against him and make him a martyr for shit, right? Tried to blame him for all this stuff. Tried to let people believe all this weird shit with no evidence. So now, to get evidence, what you're doing is after the election, you're attacking all his businesses to open up stuff for his taxes. But that's not what this was all about. Remember, this was all about being a Russian plant and Russian prostitutes and peeing on everybody. So yeah, they're looking at this, and the more you do this, look, if Trump wins, oh my God, he's gonna. It's gonna be a thing to witness. All these career politicians. I mean, it's happened before. Sorry. It's happened before, right? Somebody won, lost, came back and won later on. %78% of Republicans wanted Trump to run for office in the next presidential cycle. His chances of winning the GOP nomination appear high, and President Joe Biden's recent difficulties and declining approval rating may provide a boost to Trump's ambitions. Two major bookmarks last week named Trump the favorite to win in 2024, and what could be a sign of his improving position. His improving position. He always had a strong position. I've been saying this since the end of the last election. He's always had a strong improving position. What was bad about his position? He always had approval. I mean, it may have dipped to 60. Trump control of GOP appeared to be waning. Maybe not 60, but like it dipped a lot. And now it's back up because Joe Biden is just fucking incompetent. The former president has publicly criticized McConnell and called the Senate Republicans to replace him and find a new leader. He has linked, this might be it. He has linked that criticism to unfounded claims of election fraud. Mitch McConnell could have challenged that election because even back then we had plenty of material to challenge that election. He should have challenged the election. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer would have. McConnell didn't have the courage. Trump told Raleigh goes in I-1 October 9th. About a week ago, a little more than a week ago, about 10 days ago. At the same rally, Trump urged supporters to vote in the midterm election, saying, "We must send the radicals left a message they will never forget." Ooh, I might have to buy a gun when he gets elected because it's going to be on. You made us hate each other. What did you think was going to happen? Right? No one trusts the cops. What did you think was going to happen? People are going to be happily murdered off forever? Well, do you think people are going to be happy that you told the Republicans to hate the Democrats to take the Republicans? So this was going to run on forever? I.O. of it was seen by many in the context of Trump run in 2024, and they should. I.O. was the first state in the country to vote on presidential candidates, and a poll from the Des Moines Register released before the rally showed 53% of Iowans had a favorable view of Trump. Yeah, the only people who have an unfavorable view of Trump is the American media and the establishment. Right? They keep trying to tell you he's racist, he's this, he's that. They keep saying all this shit, right? He's got shitty people in his cabinet, but they keep trying to paint him with the brush they're painting them with. And my thing has always been they shouldn't have been around. But they're players in the Republican Party, which has racial bullshit. So yeah, the idea that Mitch McConnell is not a piece of crap before Donald Trump showed up, I think is evidence in and of itself. The whole place is a shit show. Everybody doesn't think the place works. Everybody. So this is what got you Trump. This is what got you Obama, right? Everyone thinks the place is broken. Obama played along. Trump is being Trump. It's going to be great. Let's see what happens. Kick the fucking doors down, Trump. Because every now and then people want a hero for themselves. So I was critical. I was like, a billionaire is going to, but he's not. He's going to cut healthcare. He's going to be mean to the poor. He's going to be fucking let the cops do whatever they fucking want. You deserve it. You deserve it. This is the price of the election. You didn't do anything, and now people are taking people's voting rights away, and you're not doing anything about that. So let's see where this gets us. 53% of Iowans had a favorable view of Trump. Following the deadly Capitol riots on January 6, McConnell said President Trump is practically and morally responsible for provoking the events of the day. McConnell also opposed a move aimed at challenging the Electoral College result in an effort to prevent the certification of Biden's win. It's going to be awesome. Wow, that is some spin. McConnell is taking aim at Trump. I don't think so. In fact, quite the opposite. What he's doing is further opening the door for Trump by making it clear that he and the GOP will do everything they can to undermine Biden. Take back the House Senate. What? How? What? Okay. Well, that's one way of reading that article. Yeah. You should be able to win an election. You should have. I mean, this has been going on for a while. Stop being surprised by it. Rahm Emanuel action for 2014 shooting of a black team looms over his ambassadorship hearings. This is why a lot of black men are like, "Fuck the Democratic Party." Let's hop into this. So you want us who vote for you by like a margin of like 98% to fucking sit back and be quiet about Rahm Emanuel and his bullshit. The arrogance of it. I'm telling you, black people should take like 5 years off from voting. Like I said, let the Democratic Party figure something else out. Maybe they'll miss us, maybe they won't. Maybe they'll find something they won't. But we should not be co-signing any of this bullshit. These arrogant millionaires who won't lift a fucking finger for you. And then when you vote for them, will get into these positions and undercut everybody for their own pocketbooks and self-aggrandizement. Rahm Emanuel handling of a police shooting, Laquan McDonald. What's the name of the shooting? Rahm Emanuel handling of a fatal police shooting of a black teen 7 years ago when he was mayor of Chicago might deter his chances of being President Joe Biden's ambassador to Japan. In 2014, what was this written? This was written 10/19/21. This was written today, 5:36 p.m. Anna Carlson. All right. As he ran away from the police and for more than in 2014, 17-year-old Laquan McDonald was shot 16 times. 16 times. As he ran away from police and for more than a year, Emanuel's administration chose not to publicly release the police dash cam video for more than a year. When the video was finally released after being compelled by a state court, the city witnessed weeks of protests, most of them peaceful. In response, several lawmakers and House representatives believe Emanuel's action following the shooting did not align with the Biden administration mission of comprehensive and meaningful police reform and should disqualify him from nomination for an ambassadorship post. Still got those Democratic friends, right? They will fuck us over, ask for our vote, and then protect this guy. It really is just too much. For me, anyway, it's a bridge too far. Emanuel will appear for his confirmation hearing before the Senate Foreign Relationship. You spelled foreign wrong. Hold it. Foreign Relations Committee on Wednesday, which also happens to be the 7th anniversary of McDonald's killing. It's the 7th anniversary of it. Foregin is Foreign, but that's all right. You know what? I'm noticing a lot more mistakes when I read this shit than I remember seeing when I read the paper. I'm just saying. I may have to fucking watch this. Oh, it was today. Oh, what? All right. Now he's gonna come up with some bullshit of. In retrospect, I realized what happened, and I think that I could have made some changes. But we as Democrats must move forward together, and blah 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 blah. So you should do this thing for me because I want this position, and da da da. That's it. He's gonna give you a bullshit speech and tell you why we should all work together. That you should do this thing for me. It's what it always is. 7th anniversary of McDonald's killing. In the face of criticism over Biden's envoy, but when Biden sucks, why would you? Because man, I'm a lot is going on in my head, and I'm spitting out every fifth word out of my mouth. Why would you nominate him after black people pulled you out of nowhereness to make you president? You turn around and you spit in our face right here. Yeah, no, Biden is a fucking joke. Um, in face of criticism over Biden's envoy, White House press secretary Jim Psaki said Biden's commitment to police reform speaks for itself. He hasn't done anything. What speaking is it doing for itself? Biden's, well, I might have to in the face of criticism, Biden's envoy, in the face of criticism over Biden's envoy, which is Emmanuel, White House press secretary Jim Psaki said Biden's quote unquote commitment to police reform speaks for itself. Was I asleep for the last 10 months? Did they pass something? Just because you say you're for something and you're in a position to do something about the thing you're for, and then you don't do anything about that thing, makes you a bullshit person. Excuse my language. Psaki has explained that Biden's decision on ambassador selections are informed by various factors. Oh, this will be good. But at the same time, he selects and nominates a range of what is this pablum at this. What's the various factors? Let's go back. What are the various factors? What are they? That should be the next thing you listed in the next paragraph, and it's not. At the same time, he select and has nominated a range of ambassadors to serve the United States overseas because of their qualifications. What are their qualifications? Yeah, you're saying shit, but so what? What's his qualifications? What are their qualifications, such as blank, blank, blank? Right? You're not doing any of this. Whether it's from business, public service, yeah, and other reasons that will make them qualify for these positions. Like I said, yeah, she's talking, but she's not saying anything. If concerned, Emmanuel would be Biden's chief envoy to Japan at a moment when the two nations are looking to strengthen ties as their common adversary. China has strengthened its position as an economic and national security competitor in the Pacific. The White House is confident Emmanuel will be confirmed by the Senate, despite sharp criticism by several of the president's allies, mind you, in the party's liberal wing of the House, who members do not vote on confirmations. Thus far, none of the Senate Democrats have publicly said that they would vote against Emmanuel. The White House also expected he would win support from several Senate Republicans, including some who served with him during his time in the House from 2003 to 2009. An article that said fucking nothing. It said nothing. It really is pathetic. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I guess we're gonna end it early. We're gonna end it here. We've been streaming for 59 minutes. We don't really have to end it here. We could probably do well, it's supposed to be 17 minutes, right? But we always go 15 minutes past that to about 8 o'clock. But I mean, like and subscribe. Normally we have a better show than this, I think. We hit the fat topics. Um, wow, Mitch McConnell, he's no bueno. Uh this whole time the Trump thing is gonna be freaking funny. It really is. He's like I said, not just those people here who said all this stuff like they were never gonna see him again. All the world leaders who had smug shit to say who are still in power if Donald Trump's come back. Like what's his name in Canada? Who's really beginning to get on my nerves. Hello, Let It Be. It's been a while. I hope you're doing well. It's hump day. Uh but yeah, so I mean, Rahm Emanuel should not be ambassador to shit. And quite frankly, he covered up a murder. He should be done and out of politics. So what bar are they looking at? So it's just the violence of this, and all those folk who say how outrageous it was when they vote for him. I can't even say what I want to say. I can't even say it. Oh man, I'm getting a little too chubby for this shirt. It's folding in on itself. Um, it's depressing, especially since 90% of the people who vote for you, you just spit in their face. Woo wee. Human remains. It's gonna be really interesting. All right. I don't really have anything else to chit chat about. So I guess we're gonna end it. I mean, Joe Manchin is just not a good. We'll see what happens. Netflix employees are staging a walkout today as fired organizer speaks out. Netflix workers stage walkout over Chappelle's transgender comments. You know, he said a lot in that special. This just shows you're not listening to what he was talking about, right? I mean, do we want to talk about the Netflix special, Dave Chappelle special, for a few minutes? So, all right, here's the thing about the Netflix special. He said a lot of shit that the transgender community, I think, is completely ignoring, right? And it makes it look more so like what he said about that community is true, right? And one of the things that he said that is sort of a bullet point in what he was talking about was the idea that the baby who got into trouble for saying shit about the gay community, um, he got canceled. He got canceled for all this stuff. He was saying that like they didn't care essentially that he killed the guy in Walmart, right? Like they didn't care, but they care about the mean things he said about somebody. That's more important, and they're proving that that's more important because they haven't addressed any of these other issues. Yeah, he said there's a there's a section of it where he's talking about um and his daughter was there. He shot the guy in Walmart in the presence of his like 2 year old. Yeah. What's up, James? Good to see you in the chat. So, I mean, and again, I say it before and I say it again. Maybe Dave Chappelle is not for you. Maybe that's what it is, right? But the idea that we're all supposed to be uh, in the same liberal camp, this is one of the things that I used to scream about when I was on Facebook all the time. This idea that people are launching arrows within the tent of the Democratic Party, right? And I see it all the time. And I get so many slings and arrows in my back from other Democrats. Then they want me to come and muster myself to vote for Democrats against the Republicans. But I'm just kind of like, I'm just tired. I don't want. And they're like, oh, come on, you got to get motivated. No, and this is one of those things. It's like, what special were you watching, right? And on top of that, Dave Chappelle is really well liked in our community. Who are you to then come through and demand he be done? And it was done before, right? So I don't know. I think they're losing a lot of support. Good job. Wait, are you a Democrat or an independent? I don't really know. All my life, I've been a Democrat. I don't like the term independent because they don't have a chairman that I can find anywhere. They don't have a building near me that I can walk into, right? I mean, where's their representation at this point? What are they doing? They've been around for like a while, right? The Independence Party. What are they independent of, other than getting people elected to shit? Um, let's look up the Independent Party. I mean, I want real change. I mean, I always say I'm like my homie. I love him to death, but I'm like, this is a case of like people I know are dying here, right? And it's not so much theoretical anymore, like it is some people. Personally, I'm an independent because the Democratic Party and the Republican Party are corrupt. Yeah, that's why everybody's independent. They're absolutely corrupt. But here's the thing: they're really the same party. They're uh, not a hydra, but they're like a two-headed monster, right? Kang and Kodos over here. They're the same thing. And then they come up on TV, and then for our amusement, they act like this, like you should hate them. But down here in the hinterland, even though the feeling isn't real there, they'll golf together and do all this bullshit. They down here in the world, these feelings are real. People are getting hurt because of it, right? Low governments are setting up bullshit laws and taking people's right to vote away and all this other kind of wild stuff. And them at the top aren't doing anything about it. I mean, the January 6th riot was in response to the other side's issues with their party, right? And henceforth the country. So we'll see. Personally, I'm an independent because all right. I got to share with you a funny shirt that somebody I got to share with you a funny shirt that somebody I know he's gonna wear for Halloween. It says, "I want to be a liberal for Halloween, but I couldn't fit my head up my ass." Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Um, I couldn't fit my head up my ass. Pretty good. But the whole thing is the whole thing. Just we were looking up where the independence is it the Independent Party or the Independence Party? Party. Good Lord, parse party. American Independent Party. APOC. Let's go to their website. Who put this website together? Register to vote. How are you registered? County of election. Central Committee Chair. Why does it have this like weird title? Like it sounds like it's a office in the Politburo. Central Committee Chair, Executive Committee Chair, Markham Robinson, Robert O'Neill. Who are these people? So it looks like they have a homemade website and then they endorse people. Who did you endorse? Did I just see Redenbacher? What's his name? Just lost that seat. Congressional endorsements. Dana Rohrabacher. You people are not serious. Dana Rohrabacher. He just spent forever and lost his seat. Darrell Issa. You're supporting Darrell Issa. You people are fucking out of your minds. Hold on, I don't have to. I can just do this. Oh my fucking God. All right. Is an former American politician who served in the U.S. House of Representatives from 1989 to 2019. $30 years. You're endorsing a 30-year incumbent. What? Darrell Issa. What are the most? He's so fucking. It is my opinion. I can't prove this, but he's got racial issues. Yeah. An American businessman, pop, super rich. He went. He didn't. He was one of the richest men in Congress. He's worth like $300 million. Darrell Issa, and you want to send him back to Congress? You just got rid of him. It's outrageous. The Independence Party. I mean, this is why I was just kind of like, fuck these people. If they were serious, I'd be there. Let's look up Darrell Issa. Google Darrell Issa. Darrell Issa's net worth. $326.4 million. Yeah, fuck this guy. Yeah, no Darrell Issa. He got it wrong for 30 years. Yeah, none of him. Who else you got? Outrageous. Kevin McCarthy. He's still there. He's he's uh he's oh my God. This is hold it. This is American Independent Party. Maybe the American Independence Party is not what I thought. Maybe this is I'm losing my mind. American Independent Party of California. All right. So this is their how come it doesn't track back to a major platform history? July 8th, 1967. AP History Platform or contact us. No. Where is this? Can't be it. This can't be it. Whoever that, I mean, that independence, that sounds like a Republican front for the uh independent party. An independent or non-political party is a part of non-political. All right, not affiliated with any political party. Where are you, my beloved America? Where is you? America, I love you. All right. What do we got here? Where is it? United Kingdom. Americas. Huh? Can't believe it. All right. So George Washington is the only president elected as an independent to date. Okay. There's no group they're talking about. Ross Perot 92, Mullen 2000, Bill Clinton, Bernie Sanders. Yeah, they don't mention a group like the Independence Party of like yeah because even if you're going to be an independent, you should still know the lay of the land and who's doing what. Exactly. Thank you. Exactly. Kevin McCarthy is anything but independent. That is the truest thing. And he's also been there for like 25 years. This is girl. This is the truest thing. Such the truest thing. After some of my cryptocurrency moon, I have the funds to fund you for office if you choose to run. Just saying. Yeah. Here's the thing though about like money is hard to get, but you getting the word out, I think, is the hardest thing. Money makes that easier, but man, just getting your foot in the door. The most successful technique seems to be getting mojo and running against an incumbent and losing. Then people remember the tough race you ran, and then you can likely take them on the next time with a little more. But it also depends on the elected official. So some may be super well beloved, but a lot of this is just fucking gerrymandering, right? And can you imagine me being a congressman? I curse too much. I'd say something loose about fucking Mitch McConnell. Then it'd be trending. They'd be like, cancel the senator or whatever, cancel the congressman. Ross Perot was a famous independent that sort of helped George Bush lose to Bill Clinton, right? I think he peeled off about 8 to 10%, not even 8 to 10%. It might have been like 3 or 4%. Can I finish? Can I finish? Get. Can I finish? Ross Perot, another super rich guy who didn't think things was running. Ross Perot. I'm from Texas. See? Can I finish? Can I finish? There you go. So how? First of all, how did Ross Perot, American business magnate, billionaire? Yeah, he was an oil guy, and he was giving people money, and then he got sick of. Was he an oil guy? Became an IBM salesman. General Motors. Da, 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 da. And then Perot announced his intention to run for president and advocate a balanced budget and end the outsourcing of jobs. He was right. 1992, people had a problem with outsourcing jobs. And now people are talking about, we're going to bring it back. Wait a minute. But all the people who pushed the jobs out, a lot of those people are still here. Why are they still here? 40 years later, it's been proven that your fucking philosophy was wrong. Why are you still in government? Outsourcing of jobs and the enactment of electronic direct democracy. Oh, he wanted people to e-vote. Oh man, we should have voted for Ross Perot 40 years ago. Uh, a June 1992 Gallup poll showed Perot leading a three-way race against President Bush, presumptive Democratic nominee Bill Clinton. Yeah, but the Clintons wanted him to stay in the race because he was from Texas. So he was really pulling votes from the incumbent president. I knew that then. God, I was so young in 1992. Um, yeah, $1 billion, sweet Jeebus. United States Navy. Yeah, all right. I guess there you have it. Um, because we are hanging on a middle class dream that happened once in the 50s. That is the fucking truest thing I think I've heard in like 5 years. We're all hanging on a middle class dream that the last time it actually happened was in the 50s, right? When one person could well, not one person. one man, right, could have a job and have a family, right? I mean, if you were a lady, they were not, even if they were hire you, they were not going to pay you what the guys paid, and before you know, you'd have to live with your mom. Oh my God. Yeah, that is amazing. We're all hanging on a middle class dream that happened once in the 50s. That sounds like a song lyric. It's so good. Yeah. I think Ralph Trail was worth about 3 or 4 billion. Yeah. It's sort of kooky. It sort of doesn't make any sense. But I mean, he was right about, I mean, I don't see why, if everybody can have a driver's license and social security number and they can keep track of who pays taxes, I don't see why voting is so hard. And I think they keep saying it's hard so they can keep the chaos in the system because they control the system. See what I'm saying? Like it's why cops don't want to wear body cameras. They didn't want him in a car. They didn't want to have to carry him around. People talk loose about their bosses that gets milk. People have sex with their partners while there's a camera in the car. Idiots. All kind of good, stupid shit going on here that people have been telling you for a while is the standard policy as the establishment was like, pshaw. And now you've got all this evidence. Not even smart enough to stop the stupid games now that everyone is filming. Everyone is filming. Instead of fixing it, you make it a law that you can't film the cops. And then that has to go to the Supreme Court because the lawyers in your town, your state, didn't know you couldn't make a law saying you can't film the cops. How's that? How's what? Yeah, it gets more and more ridiculous all the time. But we will see. We will definitely see how ridiculous it gets because, ladies and gentlemen, I think your Republican nominee is going to be Donald Trump. First of all, he should be the presumptive nominee. That article was talking like he's not. Um, but every president is the leader of the party, and if you only got one term, he's a presumptive nominee. Yeah, yeah. Barack Obama is the leader of the Democratic Party, though he's not the presumptive nominee because he won twice. And Donald Trump is the leader of the GOP, and he's at war with the GOP. This is what you need. Maybe somebody, while they're sitting in their Roman bathhouse, covered in towels, and having people, topless girls, fan them while people starve out here in the hinterlands. Maybe somebody should have threw a bomb in there or a smoke bomb or I don't know, let loose a lion just to wake everybody the fuck up. Yeah, oh, whoa, wait, we about. I wonder what he's gonna do. All this, he's gonna start a coup stuff. They've been talking about that stuff forever, and it didn't come to. He didn't really do a lot for anybody other than like, giving the store to the Republicans and to the Israelis. Quite frankly, I don't know why they don't like him. Um, but I think this is good for Trump. I really do because our adversaries calmed the fuck down a lot because they didn't know what to expect of him. They know Joe Biden is not going to fucking bomb Moscow or North Korea or fucking, uh, Pyongyang, right? Or Beijing. But fucking Trump might. Remember that whole thing about he was like, uh, I have a nuclear bomb, uh, and I put it on my desk and I can destroy New York. And he was like, the button, I have a nuclear bomb too, and I got more, and my buttons work. That was the last you heard from North Korea until he left office. And I think even if he wanted to say something, the Chinese who look after North Korea was like, no, don't just let that shit go. He's going to be gone in 4 years, and you're going to be here for 50. He will fucking knock you over, and then we'll have to get into it with America. And I've said on this show, the Russians can't fuck with us, the Chinese can't fuck with us, and the Iranians wish they could fuck with us. Right? We will clean all of their clocks, hand down. Nobody wars like we do. We ball out of control, but we don't want to fucking fuck with all three of them at the same time. We really don't want to fuck with them. And what we like to do is we like to go to war with people who wear sandals and don't have fucking TV. Right? Isn't that what we've been doing since the Vietnam War? since since the end of World War II. Every incursion is people who don't have fucking running water. Oh boy. All right, let's see. I think Joe Biden has a good heart. It doesn't seem to be enough these days. You think Joe Biden has a good heart? I don't think so. I think Joe Biden has always been uh, a cynical politician, going back to how he voted in the 50s and how he's got to sit here and now go, oh well, putting all those black people in jail was maybe if I had it all over to do again, I would have done it differently. He didn't ever stand against um the current for your benefit. He never has. So he's got 1,000 stupid stories. Come on, corn pop. Shut up, grandpa. Go sit down. My grandpa's out. He's wandering around again. He's talking to the press. So, I mean, we can look up Joe Biden's record if we want to. Biden as a politician. I mean, it's look, the world has come around on them, on him, on Hillary, on Bill Clinton, right? Political positions of Joe Biden. Hold on, this is his current position now that he's president. This is going to be scrubbed the fuck up. Roe v. Wade in 2019. Oh, it goes back. Further abortion funding from 76 to 2000. Biden supported the Hyde Amendment. On June 6th, Biden reversed his support. He voted to end the federal funding for abortion for victims of rape and incest. Biden previously supported the Mexico City policy, but now supports repealing it. I was against it before I was for it. Busing and affirmative action. In the mid-1970s, Biden was one of the Senate leading opponents of race integration on buses. Capital punishment. Since June 20, Biden opposition opposed capital punishment. Since June 20, 2019. So for a year and a half, well, that would be 2 years, a little over 2 years, he's oh my God. He's been an elected politician since he's been 29. He is really just hard to fucking take. I had this conversation with my mother about him, and I was like, Ma, oh, do you know, baby, that Trump is? I'm like, Ma, that's just what they're telling you. Now, and then I had to tell her all this stuff that you lived through, that you were trying to raise babies, mommy. I call my mother mommy when I'm trying to get at her, to get her to remember sometimes how hard it was. And he stood against you. He made it harder for you to do that, to put food on the table for the family. He absolutely did. He absolutely did. And you voted for him. uh it is what it is. I'm sure I'm gonna have one of these days when a young niece or nephew would be like, Uncle. Because I'm wondering, what would it be? I mean, it's not gay. I grew up around fucking gay people, right? Black Power people, Black Panther people. I grew up being very open and accepting of people because it was this 60s social movements, right? Um, I wonder well, you know what I'm not really for? I hate to say it. All this trans shit. I'm for live and let live, but I'm sort of where Chappelle is. Some of this stuff, like I keep saying, maybe isn't for you, so maybe that's why they're mad at. But other of this stuff, I don't care to have you tell me what I can and cannot like from a separate community. To essentially not even be invited in, but like to be a partaker of what is essentially uh things created for and by a group of people that you're not familiar with, right? Um and then coming into excuse me, and then coming in demand that they stop it. I'm just sort of like, what? No, 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 that's ridiculous. And we can talk stuff out, but nobody wants to talk anything out. Everybody seems to want to cancel people, and that whole energy is all. That whole cancel culture energy is mob energy. It really is, and America has always had a fucked up mob mentality, right? Busing and affirmative action, she was against that capital punishment. Um, He was for that in all of his darkness up until like a year ago. The 1994 crime bill, which put all these like mandatory minimums in all this fucking arcane like like dungeon shit. Um, wow. So his crime, 1994 crime, only gets one paragraph, and then it jumps into the murder of George Floyd. Huh. All right, hold on. Biden helped author the 1994 violent. He helped author the fucking bill, the Violent Crime Bill, Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act, which produced and trained more police officers, increased prison sentences, and built more prisons. No schools, more prisons. The bill led to the decrease in crime rates while also introducing the Violence Against Women's Act. Part of the bill was an assault weapons ban, and additional money was redirected toward crime prevention programs. Some critics say that the law had unintended these fucking effects weren't unintended. The law had unintended by effect of creating a financial incentive for jailing people and keeping them there for longer periods of time. This had a disproportionate impact on minorities. It had a disproportionate impact on Black people. We're the largest minority group. So yeah. And I was just saying that to people. I was like, oh my God, I still have the heat on. I have the windows open. The crime you could, the crime you commit that should have gotten you 2 years got you 10 under the crime bill. If you had a fist fight and you knocked somebody out and it was assault and it should have been uh, 3 years for fighting in the street and hurting somebody, you got 15. It was punitive. It was Darwinian. It was fucking ridiculous. Let me cut this off. Oh my goodness, I'm out of drinky poo. I'm out of water. Is this ice? No, this is not ice anymore. All right. Um, boy, go, 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 boy. Sorry about that. All right. What you write? 1994 was a long time ago. I don't understand what that means. Hopefully, we grow as we age. Not these politicians, right? Drink whiskey, fool. Ugh. So all the ways that he should have been, all the ways that Bernie Sanders is, Joe Biden is not, and that's essentially is what's going on here. I mean, you can't destroy people's families and then expect bygones. Biden earned a reputation for being a drug warrior, leading efforts in the war on drugs during 1980s crack epidemic. When both the Democrat and Republicans were tough on crime, Biden was the head of the Senate Judiciary Committee that passed numerous punitive measures against drug offenders. In 1986, Biden sponsored and co-wrote the Anti-Drug Abuse Act, which caused a large disparity between the sentences of crack cocaine and powder cocaine. Black drug users were more likely than whites to use crack and hence were incarcerated in large numbers. He later acknowledged the negative consequences. That's two. The negative consequences of legalization in 2020. Look, listen, you can't be wrong on busing and drugs and prison and not be a shit stick of a fucking fucked up politician. It's not by accident. So yeah, no, I'm not a fan. Biden advocated for increase of civil seizure forfeiture for law enforcement. Biden played a key part in the passage of a comprehensive forfeiture act in 1983, partnering with Strom Thurmond. Yeah, my heart is broken about it, but yeah, yeah. See, by the time you get up here, and mind you, he ran for presidency twice before, right? He was caught plagiarizing a British guy's speech, and then he had to drop out. And another time he couldn't get any traction, he had to drop out. And then he was picked to be vice president. And then this last time he ran, and Obama and all these other dudes essentially, in my opinion, played some really fucking shitty games to get him the nomination. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Joe Biden. I see the darkness. I've been a victim of some of his laws that, yeah, everybody talks about being a practicing this, that, or the other thing. No one in their churches knows them. Transportation, trade policy, taxes. Yeah, I'm tired of Joe Biden. He's like a game show host. Um, Take care of yourself. It was good seeing you again. Uh, I hope I wasn't too much to take after so long. All right, but who you for? There ain't no war on drugs. You got to stop the demand, and that's not going to happen. Yeah, I agree with you. You're not going to stop the demand. But I want to say, I always tell people the story. China, around the turn of the last century, had an opioid epidemic. So what they did was, if I remember this correctly, they made uh, opium legal. You can have as much as you want, knock yourself out. Totally legal. I think it was legal for about 5 years, and then they made it absolutely illegal. They helped everybody kick it, but then they did that for 5 years. After that, if you got caught with any of these fucking drugs, it was a death penalty, right? So, as it was explained to me, somebody who told me this, I was like, "What?" So the first round knocked out all the hardcore users by OD and knocking right. So you got rid of all your people who were going to OD. The second round were all the people who were maintained users, right? You got them help. You got them to fix themselves and fix their shit. The last round was a no tolerance policy on it at all. We helped. We got a lot of our drug addicts died. Great, fine. We're going to help these people. We know who they are. And anybody new after that gets a death penalty. I was like, wow, okay. But we don't do stuff like that. We're America, right? Can you imagine making everything legal? They're trying to make gambling legal. I mean, people aren't happy, and they will fall if you make drugs legal. You'll have a lot more drug addicts. I mean, people aren't happy. They're going to try and make gambling legal everywhere. You're going to have a lot more gambling issues. This place is going to look like Australia. Um, Rather have Biden than Trump? Yeah, not me. Not me. I don't really care either way, but in this case, I'm for the chaos of it. And I think Trump is going to bring the chaos. And like I said earlier in the show, because on his exit, all these people said all this snotty shit, like they were never going to see him again. All these global figures like Trudeau up in Canada, and well, he's not in office anymore, but what's his name in France? What's his name? Uh, Merkel, who's not in Germany anymore, right? And then he shows up 4 years later, and he has to go, and yeah, it's just going to be ridiculous. And he's got all these enemies here. It's just going to be the look. First of all, he didn't do anything for my community in the first place. Um, but again, the Democrats don't do shit for my community either. So now that you have this existential threat to the Democratic Party and the Democratic presidency, you need to press me into service. But I'm like, hold on, what about this police reform bill that isn't moving in Congress, right? What about what? I mean, no, I'm not coming out for you again. I'm just going to watch the mayhem. Uh, well, yeah, but chaos may mean change. It's the idea of keep doing the same thing over and over again. Keep screwing over the same people that keep voting for you like 98% efficiency and giving them nothing. And then one day they all decide to go home and say, I'm going to do something else that day. I told my friend, just because I'm not voting for X, Y, or Z doesn't mean I'm becoming a Republican. Just mean I've found something else to do with my day. My vote is not my vote. Well, I'm speaking for me personally. I view my vote I take it very seriously. I almost never miss an election. And if you fuck me over, I'm not going to vote for you. I'm just not going to do it. Because then you'll get the habit of not giving me anything and doing whatever you want to do and expecting me to vote for you. Because what you're going to do, vote Republicans? What you're going to do, vote for Trump? How about this? Yeah. You know what I mean? One out of the blue, just kind of holy fuck, they've had it with us. Now we really have to do something for this community. Because I said it, if black people stop voting for the Democratic Party, the Democratic Party wins no elections in this country. It's 60 million votes you don't have to worry about. And some of these things turn on 20,000 votes, 10,000 votes. I don't know, man. I mean, we just read about Laquan McDonald and Rahm Emanuel being made senator. And Katz is like, we put you over. We made you president. And the first thing you do is you make the fucking guy who covered up a police shooting an ambassador? Fuck you. Right? Excuse my language. And then he's like, go. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. But hey, I need you to vote for this because I need more stuff from you. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. I mean, your what are the poll numbers on these two? Your poll numbers for you and your vice president are in the toilet. Kamala Harris approval rating poll. What day is this? October 12th. I think we looked at this. This is 51 unfavorable, 42 favorable. That's not good. Good Lord, Mike Pence. Al Gore. Good Lord, she's what Mike Pence is. She's higher than Dick Cheney. Actually, no, she's not. 51% differential. Wait, this. Huh. This whole scale right here is weird to me. Oh, me should probably make this bigger. This whole scale is weird to me. How they're trying to quantify what's going on here. So it looks like her and Mike Pence 200, day 266. 1 year 17, different 37. Yeah. Biden 3.6, Harris 8.9. They're underwater by a lot. Well, Biden by almost 4 points, which is a lot. The margin of error is usually 4 points. So 4 points is a lot. And she's underwater by twice that. Man, this election is gonna be a kicker. Favorable, unfavorable, don't know, and no opinion. The largest how different groups view Harris. The vice president's favorable among voters vary greatly depending on their politics and demographics. According to the data gathered as part of the recent YouGov poll, who is YouGov? The largest difference is partisan. Well, that's the whole country's fucking partisan. With opinions split down party line, generally, Harris does better with women, African American voters, and college graduates. Generally. Too bad everyone in the country isn't a woman, an African American, or a college graduate. Under 30, 38, unfavorable, 45. Under 30, her favorables are high. 30 to 44, 46, 44 is about even. 45 to 64, 41 to 57. Huh. 65 plus, 41 to 53. So she gets good numbers from people 65 and older who always vote, okay? And that's it? That can't be right. Her numbers can't be that bad. High school or less. 57% don't like her. 33% of approval. Some college, 44. Some college, 50% don't like her. 40%. College graduates, 49. That's almost the same. 49% don't like her. to 46 who do. Post-grad, 44. So so if you have a master's degree or a PhD, you like her. Genders. Females, 50% like her, 44% don't. Males, 36% like her, 59% don't. All right, so at least she's not underwater with women. Uh, Party, 84% of the Democratic Party like her, 10% don't. Okay. Republicans, 10% of the party like her, 90% don't. Okay, that's about right. Independents, 30, 60, 61% of independents do not like her. These numbers are not good for a midterm election. I hate to, I know I sound like I'm going out on a limb, but yeah, these numbers are not good. Race, black, 67% approve of her, 21% don't approve of her. That's high. 12% don't know. That's 33%. That's a third of people. Okay, well, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna put this 12% of don't know in the negative category. But if I did, that would be 33%. That would be a third, right? Instead, I'm gonna put it in the positive, which would make it 67 and 12 with that 72, 79. So that would be 80%. Okay, so 80% of people versus 21% don't like you. Hispanics, 52% like you, 43% don't like you. White, 36% of white folks don't like Kamala Harris. 58% don't like Kamala Harris, and 36% do. But wait, 58% would have, well, oh man. I'm thinking if it could have been that this election year, because I don't think she would have got nominated to be his vice president, and they wouldn't have won. 58% don't like her. Other 42, other I guess would be smaller populations. 42% to fit. Wow, she's underwater in like everything. Wow, I feel bad. I do. I don't really feel bad. All right, I guess that is it. Uh I mean, good lord, man. I mean, those numbers are those numbers are not good. We should look at Biden's numbers. I mean, those were Kamala's numbers. Biden's poll numbers. Biden approval slips again 1 day ago. Why have Biden approval ratings plummeted? Look at his spending agenda. His spending agenda. President Biden approval ratings in free fall. Yahoo News, Fox News, the Washington Post. This is an opinion piece. Let's see more of this. I don't know what. Well, polling gets sort of opinion country too, right? Biden approval slips again. The Washington Post opinion. Fox is going to be too giddy with it. MS if Biden approval rating is falling, he's got himself to blame. Wow, it looks like MSNBC sort of jumped ship on you. Joe Biden polling number is not great, but he's not in free fall. 2 days ago, someone just said free fall. Biden's approval rating has fallen. Polls say there's one way to bounce back. 1 week ago, 1 month ago. All right, let's try Yahoo and the Washington Post. All right, let's see. I want to see what Biden approval slips in Congress fares even worse. Yeah, so in the last election I saw about 3 weeks ago, people don't like the Supreme Court. They've got shitty polling numbers. President has shitty polling numbers. Vice president has shitty polling numbers. All of Congress, senators, and Republicans as a whole has shitty polling numbers, right? That's the three fucking branches of government, right? Legislature, the executive, and judicial. All with shitty poll numbers. A new Quinnipiac University poll shows Joe Biden's approval numbers continuing to slip through his first year in office, stuck in the upper 30s. Wow, we read it 2 days ago. It was 48. No, it was 42. 46? 42. It was somewhere around the 40s. Respondents gave Biden a negative 37 job approval rating, with 52% disapproving and 12 not offering an opinion. That's down a single percentage point from his 38 to 53 points rating of October 6th, about 3 weeks ago. Additionally, 30% said they hold an overall favorable opinion of Biden. Additionally, 38% said they hold an overall favorable opinion of Biden. down significantly from May when he was still fresh in office with 49%. Yeah. People need shit and you guys don't come across. And people are hot about it. Look to his spending agenda. Harry Olsen. I'm not even going to read all of this. This sounds like bullshit. Let's get some of it. Democrat. What is his spending agenda? Because he hasn't done shit but give money to the military and to foreign countries. Democrats are back in Washington this week, October 18th. Okay, this was 2 days ago. Democrats are back in Washington this week where they will try to make progress on their huge domestic spending bill. A recent Gallup poll shows how hard that's going to be and why going small best serves Democratic political interests. This is your stupid opinion. You're a fucking moron. The only thing they ever do is go big with other shit, but when the public needs stuff, they go small. They go so small that nothing gets fixed. Yeah, your opinion is stupid. You're an idiot, in my humble opinion. Good Lord. I can't see how all these people always get it wrong. And they make $6 million a year. It's almost as if someone is paying them to lie to you. Almost. Biden poll numbers are even worse. October 4th. That was October 1st. 3 days ago. 3 days ago. If Biden approval rating is falling, he's got himself to blame. Let's see what MSNBC says about this. Michael A. Cohen. It's an opinion piece. All right. Joe Biden is not having a great fall. His legislative agenda is treading water. His poll numbers are slipping, and even his core supporters are unhappy. While they are prone to point the finger at the GOP and press corps, the reality is that the White House has largely itself to blame. The American press gets shitty poll numbers too. So, like I said, everybody's unhappy. And part of American politics is going, you're unhappy because of that guy, right? But all that you're unhappy because of that guy has gotten people to hate that guy. And for the Republicans, that guy is Democrats and liberals. And for Democrats, that guy is Republicans and conservatives. So now you have people looking to deal with their enemy, who is that guy that you told them for the last 40 years. Their enemy was other Americans. And this is where we are. Joe Biden is not having a great fall. His legislative. Let me take a second. We're not even going to read all of this. Sweet friggin' Jesus. Because it's opinion. Always out here looking like some old gigolo. Somebody come get your grandfather. Indeed, for the look. Here's the thing about. See, he's always talking about. It sounds like he's about to tell you to go small on this spending bill. They always go small. They never get shit. What did Obama get? You know what I mean? No, you're supposed to represent us and defend us, and you don't. But you always just shove money in your pocket, and that's. I mean, you may go. That is really simple, simplistic way of looking at it. But you know, even if that's wrong, you don't have any other way to tell anybody anything else of how it should work because you don't have any wins. The honeymoon is over, fading. What is this? October 13th. His approval rating has fallen from 52.7 to 44.5. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. That's when I last quoted. Now they're saying it's at 30. All right, guys and ladies and gentlemen. I can't even. I can feel my chest pounding. Oh, how do you watch? Gee, I mean, I need a good sports. Chaos don't mean good. That is true. But yeah, I don't know, man. At this point, like I said, sometimes people just want to see the bad guy, get his comeuppance, right? And you've been voting and doing the thing you're supposed to do, and now you're like, come on, guys, help me out. I need you to make sure I can go to college or get, and none of that's coming through. Now you're sitting here going, these people are useless. And they're going, you got to vote for us more because what's really the problem is those guys over there. And then we're going, I mean, we used to be like, yeah, those guys over there. That's why I'm going to vote for you again. Now it's like, well, maybe we need new guys to deal with those guys over there because you guys suck and those guys suck. And that's where we're at. And both sides are saying that. to their their so-called parties and their political representative. I don't like your rationale anymore. Nothing ever works. If it's their fault, I want somebody to come in and deal with them and their liberal immorality or their conservative uh, theocracy, right? Or whatever it is. And you're telling me you can do that, but it's been 40 years you've done dick. And the place is worse. And jobs were sent overseas. And the cops are fucking blowing people up over here. And, you know, you're botching exits out of Afghanistan. Who are you people? We don't like you anymore. And both parties, but and people like a large percent of people in both parties are saying that. And that's where we are. So Donald Trump coming back to put his foot in the Democratic Party's ass while he puts his foot in the Republican ass while he makes a scene on the global stage. Man, I am for that shit. Because otherwise it'll just be business as usual. We're marching the plane and nothing will get done, and they'll just get rich and they'll start another war someplace, and there will be more military industrial complex and more this, more that, more nonsense that they will ignore while our enemies are emboldened to getting richer, getting more ominous. All right. I guess that is it for us. I would like to thank all of you for the conversation, man. I really do appreciate it. I want to thank uh, Mr. Mike Macefield for coming through and dropping a little science on us. I'd like to thank Let It Be for coming through. It's been a while. It's always good to see you, Let It Be. And I would like to thank James for coming through. Catch his shows. They're good. And yeah, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel. It helps me out as a what's the word I'm looking for? As a young go getter. It's a young go getter. Yeah, we're here every day. Please like and subscribe. We're here every day 6:30. Generally to about 8. A little about 90 minutes nightly. And we're here Sunday for the Sunday session, which is about the world and everything else, spirituality. We read, we play the guitar, we talk shiz. Come on through. 7:30 a.m. to about 11. Yeah, so have coffee with us and then get your day started on the Sunday. Sunday session cleans your soul, and you're good for 2 weeks, so you might want to stop in for some of that. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's absolutely the truth. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women, trees and bushes, spoons and forks, peanut butter and jelly. I'm your homie. I'm your man. I'm your dog. I'm out. We will see you in the next one, and the next one is tomorrow at 6:30. Please again like and subscribe. I got love for you. I don't see any reason why whatever that thing you're thinking about. I don't see any reason why you can't. And I'll get with you in the next one. And like we just said, the next one is tomorrow. Peace.